Why is it that if you tell people they're going for therapy, the next thing that comes to their head automatically is, let's see how this person is crazy. Why are you going for therapy?
For people, when you tell them therapy, they can't wrap their heads around it. Like, why are you going for therapy? Nothing is wrong with you, Joe. You're fine. You have a job. Fine girl like you have money. You even have a partner.
Yeah.
So they don't get it.
I've been going for therapy for over a month right now, which has been so helpful to me because like I've really been going through a lot. But like you can never know.
Yeah.
I will smile, laugh, play. You can never know that I'm going through something.
This kind of like just reminded me of when I was writing my book on my own experience with depression and suicidal thoughts. And a friend called me and he was like, Bella, why are you writing that you're depressed? Don't you want to get married? And I'm like, it's depressed. I'm depressed. I did not kill anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just shows, and it didn't come from a place of hate. He was really concerned. So I had to educate him, and I'm like, I wish somebody did this for me. I wish somebody actually shared their story.
Do you think our parents have had an impact on this whole my childhood trauma or insecurity or all this kind of stuff? Do you think parents have actually had an impact?
Our parents need to understand that their times are different from now, right? So they need to be open-minded. They don't need to resist change. Do not discourage your child. When your child comes to you and says, oh mom, I'm feeling a certain type of way, don't tell them go on your knees, we'll go and see bishop, I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm a Christian, I love God, right? But at the same time, take out time to listen to them, hear them out, like let them express themselves without feeling judged in a certain type of way.
Hi, hands and builds. My name is Hannah, and you're welcome to another episode of In My Opinion with Hannah. And of course, once again, my name is Hannah Ufo. My younger brother said I should be saying my full name on the screen so that I'll be showing these friends that see my sister. Hi guys, so you're welcome to another episode of In My Opinion, and this is episode 4. You guys, we're pushing, come on. It's not easy, but we're pushing. And of course, as usual, I just want to say thank you very much for always watching all our YouTube videos, for subscribing to our YouTube, and of course for following us on all social media platforms. We are more than grateful. If you're coming across our video for the first time, we would love to tell you that please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, across our platforms, and most importantly, engage. And getting out to today's business. So this is the month of May, and this is Mental Health Awareness Month. And in my opinion, decided to speak about this topic because it is more than important. And I decided that who else would be the perfect guest if not a mental health advocate and business analyst? Permits me to welcome Christabel.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah. Thanks for having me. I'm a huge fan, so it's great to be on the show.
Come on, blush. I'm blushing, you guys. So my body's doing me totori. So, Christabel, I'm actually very excited to have you on the show. In fact, let me tell you, my team members have said, bring in Christabel. And I was like, okay, don't worry, I'll bring in Christabel. And now the person that said we should bring her is not going to. Can you imagine? Sorry. Can you just imagine? So Christabel was actually the person that she were actually going to come on the show, and she was like, oh Hannah, do you know that this is Mental Health Awareness Month? I'm like, what perfect coincidence.
Yeah, written in the stars, right?
Do you get? But before we go on, please permit me to allow Christabel to give us a quick rundown or a quick introduction on who she is and what she does.
All right, thank you. Hi guys, as Hannah has rightly mentioned, my name is Christabel Ikpen, and I'm a business analyst and a mental health advocate.
So hear the title, guys.
Yeah. So if I were to pick really on a scale, because people ask me, mental health advocate, business analyst, which comes first? I hope my boss isn't listening, but I would say mental health advocacy. And that's because, I'm a mental health advocate based on my experience with, depression and suicidal thoughts. So it means a whole lot to me. I'm creating awareness about mental health because I feel like in this part of the world, Nigeria, we're still like lagging behind compared to other. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh my God, what a beautiful introduction. So by the way, before we go on about this, there was something we said behind the scene. And then I was like, a lot of people are becoming aware, but not a lot of people are accepting mental awareness.
Yeah.
People are becoming aware that, yes, there's something called mental awareness, there's something called depression, but not everybody per se is accepting this, and that is our parent. So down to today's episode, we are going to be talking about the trauma
Okay.
Now, not just trauma, but trauma, parent trauma, bullying, and all those drama that goes on with it. Because I feel like before we talk of mental health, what actually led to that topic, mental health?
Yeah.
These are some of the things. Or are there any other things that led to it, or any other thing that led to it?
So for me, I think I had trauma from my childhood. I think I mentioned it to you earlier that, I grew up not knowing who my biological father was.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's because he died when I was about 6 months.
God.
So my mom remarried, like she married this amazing man. He was watching Kisses. And yeah. But
it's not easy.
I know, right? So my stepfather did a great job. But however, I feel like I still grew with that trauma, not having my biological dad. So I have like a kid sister. She's like my stepsister. And so when I see how my stepdad relates with her, I'm like, oh, I wish I had this. I wish like I was with my biological father and all of that. And, I didn't know then, but I carried that longing into my relationship. So when I was dating someone, I always wanted them to father me.
Like a father figure.
Yes, like a father figure. And the guy is like, Ogbeni, I'm not your father.
And then you'll be surprised at the tiny things that make you people fight.
So that's why therapy comes in play. Mental health, just being self-aware goes a long way. So when it comes to mental health advocacy, I feel like, if a lot of people talk about it in form of like a trend, but it shouldn't just be
so
about
people
the trend.
misuse the word.
Exactly.
Oh my God, my mental health. I think there was a video Gracious Brown's sister did. She said, I don't want to explain now. I'm taking a break because of my mental health. But they what is it?
Yeah. So it's trauma is real. I encourage people to go for therapy. I also encourage that people are mentally aware of, what's going on, because like you rightly said, there is a catalyst. So what is that catalyst? If you can't figure out the catalyst, you'll be running in circles. Yeah.
So like the first thing that came to my mind when I was thinking of this episode, because I really wanted this episode to be something that is really educative. Normally we do a lot of entertainment, but I really wanted this episode, or I really want this episode to be something that is very educative, because I think it's something that should be spoken about enough, especially now that we're seeing a lot of bullying videos, especially with schools. Like it's becoming a trend. You see a lot of people that are coming out to say, oh, their parents did this, their parents did that. A lot of people are speaking about it, which means it's a very, very sensitive topic.
Yes.
So I really wanted to bring in an expert to discuss the topic so that we're going in depth with it. But the first thing that came to my mind is, why is it that if you tell people that you're going for therapy, the next thing that comes to their head automatically is, this person is crazy. Why are you going for therapy? That's like the first thing. Why it doesn't happen?
I think it all boils down to the awareness part, right? People are not in the know. I think I've mentioned it here that, what you don't have, you can't give. At all. You understand what I mean? And this kind of like just reminded me of when I was writing my book on my own experience with depression and suicidal thoughts. And a friend called me and he was like, Bella, why are you writing that you're depressed? Don't you want to get married? And I'm like, it's depressed. I'm depressed. I did not kill anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just shows, and it didn't come from a place of hate. He was really concerned. So I had to educate him, and I'm like, I wish somebody did this for me. I wish somebody actually shared their story. It would give me clarity. So I think for our parents, it's because they really don't understand. For people, when you tell them therapy, they can't wrap their heads around it. Like, why are you going for therapy? Nothing is wrong with you, Joe. You're fine. You have a job. Fine girl. Like you have money. You even have a partner. So they don't get it. And that's why we need to, talk about mental health.
Funny enough, people that even commit suicide, you'll be surprised. Whenever I see stories of going to say somebody committed suicide, you see comments like, she was always very happy. She was always very lively. She was very, very playful, which is normal. And I think in a way, because of the kind of society we grew up in, the African society. For example, there was something I was saying behind the scene. I said, if we I've been going for therapy for over a month right now, which has been so helpful to me, because I've really been going through a lot. But you can never know. Yeah. I will smile, laugh, play. You can never know that I'm going through something. But I can't sit down and tell my mother I'm going to therapy. No, she just become like,
what's wrong with
what's wrong with it? If I almost sit down and do like this, you say, Kiki, what are you thinking about? So it's like, what is going on? You're still a young girl. You should not be, there's nothing bothering you. I've passed through worse things than what you've done. I remember one of my friends was sitting down, and then she was telling her mom, one of the services that the company, the benefit enjoys HM1. I remember very clearly that she was telling her mom that she has a therapist. My mom was like, "What are you telling the therapist that you don't
Okay,
like?
that's
Come and tell me." Do you get like
Yeah.
they don't want to accept it that okay, there's something like that. So yes, I think it's like I said before. I think it's something that will still grow eventually. But I think we just have these Africans. They don't want to accept them.
Yes.
That's just it. So my second question is, because at the end of the day, what we're looking at today is the mental health, children generally, bullying and all those things. Because they're all part of mental health awareness.
Absolutely.
They are all part from bullying to all those things.
Yeah.
My second question is, do you think our parents have had an impact on this whole my childhood trauma or insecurity or all this kind of stuff? Do you think parents have actually had an impact on it?
Yeah, absolutely. So look at it. When you were growing up, who was your role model? Your parents. They're literally like the first people you came out like. So you came out like your mom held you, your dad held you.
Yeah.
They did naming ceremony and they taught you how to talk, how to pronounce. So they're literally like your model, right? So parents have a lot of impact. You know, before coming on this podcast, I was like, oh, let me do a little bit of research. And, you know, one of the questions I was researching on was, how do parents impact their children's mental state? And you know what? I got to realize that they do that in both positive and negative ways, right? So if your parents give you a lot of attention, if your parents, self-assert you in the sense that they tell you, look, you're beautiful, you know, they teach you certain social skills like empathy, kindness, most likely that child will grow up better, like mentally.
Yes, than any other.
Yes, as opposed to a parent, as opposed to parents who are always nagging, they are not available for their kids, right? So all these things reflect. And that's why, you know, when people misbehave, sometimes we ask, who trained you?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
We'll be like, who is your father? Like, which house did this person come out from? So it shows a lot that parents have a lot of impact. I think what scares me about that is, you know, the parents, where are they coming from? What baggage are they bringing in?
That exactly.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I was watching an India series.
Okay.
An India baby. With my mom. And then, you know, the grandma of the, I don't know how to explain it, but the elder in the family was saying, she made a statement to this future son-in-law. The guy that wants to marry her daughter, her granddaughter. And she was like, you should be strict on her. If you're not strict on this woman. So if you're already grooming a child like that, and then you see, I feel like the way parents, sometimes I used to be like, yes, I see a lot of people say our parents do this their first time being a parent, which is very true. This is their first time being a parent, which I agree. But at the same time, I feel like some parents sometimes don't know that they are the reasons for some of the things that their children do.
Absolutely.
You see all this bullying in school, all these things. It starts from the house.
Yeah. Your children literally mirror you.
Yeah.
So that's how I say it. Like they mirror you. So I have a kid sister, as I mentioned, and she tells me sometimes, she's like, Sister Bella, I just want to be like you. That's a whole lot of responsibility on me.
Yes.
You get, so that's how parenting is, you know. So it's like garbage in, garbage out. And that's why it's a huge responsibility. I tell people, before you say you want to be a parent, are you ready? Have you left your trauma? Have you even healed?
And some parents don't listen. Parents sometimes do not listen.
Okay.
Sometimes some parents just do the talk. They always make it. Sometimes I feel like I love my parents a lot.
Okay.
You know, they listen, but sometimes I also feel like they don't listen. And it's not just them, it's like a normal thing. Sometimes they don't want to hear that you have a problem.
Exactly.
They don't want to hear that you have a problem.
Yes.
When you tell them you have a problem, they make it look like your problem is smaller to what they've experienced. Which is actually really, really bad. So you see people, instead of expressing themselves to their parents, you will not find out that a child is distant from their
parents.
That way, I don't know why it's just, I know this happens generally, but I don't get why fathers and sons are not close to each other. It's, okay, I would say most fathers and sons, their relationship is not always, you know, because, you know, sometimes you see when a child, and funny enough, sons resemble their fathers a lot.
Yes.
As much as they don't have a good relationship. If a man beats his wife constantly, you will see that maybe more than 50% of those kind of sons that will beat their wives.
Yes. because they've been brought up in that dysfunction, and that's what and that's why I always say your kids will model you whether you like it or not. You know, so it is important to be good examples. I feel like, you know, and we should learn to you know, I'm not a parent yet, right, but I also believe in learning from other people's experiences. So I have friends who are parents, and you know, one of the things they try to teach their children is empathy. You know, kindness. You know, they say, oh, you see something that is not right, speak up. Like, don't keep quiet. Don't, you know, withdraw. Don't say, oh, it doesn't concern me. Right now, that type of a child would grow up to be a very good individual, right? So you see, they will probably grow up to be likes of the Mandela and the rest, you know, because these things are instilled in them. So it's just a whole
I think,
circle.
okay, where I started becoming aware of something, I knew mental health awareness existed, but I didn't know that I needed it as much as I did. You know, when I started putting on some weight and everything, it was not even like outsiders that were like always pinpointing. It was like my family, not my family members per se, but like you would hear. There was a last year when my family went to village. I was like, I didn't want to go because I added weight. I didn't want my aunties and uncles to come and start telling me that, oh, you've put on weight, Keke, you're already getting fat too. Keke, you're fat. It was not like they would not be comparing me to my like much more like sister. So in my head, I started having like very strong insecurity. Like it was so bad. It was really, really bad. And most of the time, you know, I was not aware. That's why I said there's this lack of awareness. There's awareness, but like are people accept? I was not accepting the fact that okay, I think I have an issue. So when somebody suggested the idea of, Hannah, have you thought of seeing a therapist? I was like, I beg you, why would I go? What I was going to see therapist for? Nothing wrong with me. It's just something I'll get over very soon. When I started going to therapist, I started realizing that, oh my God, there's really something wrong with me. So it was like, okay, I think I need to rephrase. But for me personally, when it comes to our parents, I think our parents have a lot. I will not really blame them because I'll say that it's their first time doing. It's like a job that they signed up for the first time, and they've signed up for it for life,
for the rest of their lives.
But at the same time, why do parents do what they do most of the time? Because it actually takes, especially comparing their children. Like when you see parents, they'll compare boy and girl. They'll compare girl and girl. They compare children, shout at children. Like, I don't know. And our parents don't want to accept themselves that they need therapy.
Exactly. So, you know, this thing that you mentioned, you're so accurate, right? I remember, I think I was in secondary school, and my best friend, Tosin, she's watching, a shout out girl, you know, my mom, Tosin is like the opposite of me. You know, she's, you know, her parent talks, she doesn't talk back. Me, if you tell me one, I will ask you why. Exactly. So one day my mom just casually said, she said, why can't you just be like your friend Tosin? And it was like they pierced my heart. You know, so I told her, okay, now if you want her to be your daughter, go be with her. Like, you know, and my mom, you know, it's good to be intuitive. So my mom knew that statement really hurt me, you know, so she came back from work and she sat me down and she was like, oh, this was not what I meant. But there are not many parents that will do that.
That's what I was about to say. A lot of them feel like, hey, if I'm comparing you, instead of you,
to take the
correction, you are still telling
I'll
me.
be happy. I say, mommy,
Like,
thank you.
I feel like a lot of parents do that. They don't want to. They don't like accepting that they're wrong. I even feel like, not even parent, I feel like sometimes our parents together, like father and mother, they need to go for therapy.
Yes.
Because sometimes they validate the most stupidest thing, if that English is correct. Exactly. You cannot tell me, like, forgive me, but I've had conversations with elderly men.
Okay.
And when they are giving me marriage advice, they will tell me, the first thing they say is, whatever your husband says is right. Whatever your husband do is right. I've had somebody tell me one time that if you tire, like, because, you know, sometimes they say things. They don't know that those things they're saying, what we do that sit at the back of our head. So sometimes they say things. Somebody once said, if you tie wrapper when you enter your husband's house, your husband will never find you attractive. Better stop tying wrapper. So when you are saying those kind of, it might be true, when you say those kind of things to somebody, like, you are putting this fear. Like, for example, my mom used to say something. If you're watching the movie and the man is cheating on this, say, all men are the same. All men are the same. But she'll be telling us, like when I start saying, Mommy, you say all men are the same, but you be praying for us that will marry. So which one will not marry? When you say all men are the same. So like, what exactly are you trying to say? So I just believe that because a lot of this thing also comes down to school. Now let's go into this whole school bullying and school saga that's happening.
Yeah.
It boils down to it. Because when a child is raising how to slap another child.
Oh. Did you see the video of the one, I can't remember the school that, the girl was slapping and,
yes, I think it was in Northern school.
Yeah, it was in Abuja,
yes.
I guess. That thing triggered me because I went to a boarding school and I was bullied. So when I was watching it, I was like, are you okay? If I can't, I didn't even I know you.
I will give you a death slap. See, I feel like, I like the fact that bullying videos are coming out now. You see, those are our seniors of those days. Those are our seniors. Till tomorrow, I will never ever. I always curse them. I'm not joking. I curse them every day.
They were mean.
They should. They will tell you. They will give you bucket. Let me tell you the bullying. I don't know. Did you? Were you ever bullied in secondary school?
I said I went to a boarding school. Air Force Comprehensive. They bullied me.
What do you call it?
Air Force Comprehensive School.
Jesus.
They bullied me, but we blessed a lot. We are here.
Our own. I can never ever forget experience. It now got to a point whereby when I switched school, I was already when I'm SS1, I will show the seniors shaky. I will show my juniors. I will punish them. When I now change school, there's no bullying. But you could see the fire burning in me. I was still hot. I'm hot. That was actually how it was. So I remember very, very vividly when our seniors, when you do something, tell you push pillar. Let me tell you, some of the punishment will say when you do something wrong to senior, push pillar, or they'll give you 500 naira and tell you that you should go and buy something of 2,000 naira and bring back change of 1,000 naira. All those unnecessary. Oh my God of Nazareth! Or they'll tell you lie down under your bunk. All those bunks that used to have marks,
exactly.
Then you now lie down.
And then it was terrible.
And those people will now one day grow up to be parents. They will one day become somebody's parent. And I remember one food blogger, Diary I remember that she posted a video where she was talking about the bully. She's always talking about a particular senior that used to bully her very well in school. So I remember one of my friends, when we watched the video, that girl was not saying that there's one of our senior that bullied her in school. Excuse me, that the senior that bullied her in school. She saw the senior commenting under a bully's post. This is wrong. This is the. And the funny thing, bullying as a matter of fact, is not just I slap you, slap me.
Yeah.
Bullying, a lot of people that go to see these keyboard warriors, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, they are bullies. Sometimes, yesterday I was on Twitter, this Tokemakewaz event that she did, and Tacha attended.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
I felt so bad for her when I saw that she was trending and for the reason she was trending.
People were still talking about, and one thing is, people will say bullying, and those are the same people that will go under if they see a video of somebody slapping someone and say you're bullying. People were dragging her. I sometimes I sit and wonder, if I'm touched, I think I would have committed suicide. I'm not even joking. Like that, I remember she was in Big Brother at the age of 23. She's very young. Very young. And people sit down and be typing body odor. It was very bad. They keep dragging her.
I even saw one that, the person was like, if Toke makes her a brand ambassador, it will bang. And when I read that for 3 seconds, I was like, how insensitive can you be?
You know that she's a strong person, because you cannot tell me that anybody will go through those comments and be okay, sanely. Because I know I was actually a Titan doing Big Brother. I know she had her flaws. Yes.
Yeah.
I know she had her flaws. I know she had things. But at the same time, I feel like the bullying is excessive. You don't have to slap somebody before you bully them. The fact they are sitting there alone on your keyboard and typing on your phone and insulting somebody. Even food bloggers get a lot of videos. For example, I know Diary she did a recipe recently. So that particular recipe that she did, she used whether she did not really get it. If you see the Igbo people, the way they came for her in the comments, she had to turn off her comment section. It was bad. So bullying does not just mean. And by the time, if someone like Tachana comes out and say bullying, stigmatization will come inside. People say you're not strong. Shebi, you say you're Potako first daughter.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people don't come out to talk about their mental awareness and depression. It's because of stigmatization.
Of course. And I think this is the whole purpose of why we're having this, is because we want people to be mentally aware that this is an issue, right? Because we believe, if you know better, you will do better. That's one thing I always tell myself. It takes kindness. It takes empathy. It takes a whole level of self-awareness, right? For someone to say, oh, I might not understand what you're going through, but I am ready to listen and I'm ready to be here for you.
Yeah.
So I'll give a good example. So of course, as I mentioned, I was bullied in secondary school, but that was not it. So I have incisions on my face. I have marks on my face, right?
Yeah.
And that's because when I was young, I was very sick. Yes, like I had all this convulsion and all of that. So, they had to, like, what they do then.
Yes.
Just to make sure that I survived, right? But I was bullied to the point that I told my mom, you should have just let me die. Because yes. I was like, because my friends would be like, yeah, she fought with Tiger. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And kids are they don't really send you.
Oh my God.
Like I remember my kid sister when she was like 3 months, she was like, "What's all this jaga on your face?"
Jesus.
And my mom was still like, "Don't do that, like don't say that." You get what I mean? So, if you're not like mentally strong, if you don't have good support system, and I feel people don't understand the effect of their words.
Yes, they do.
And I think that's why I'm very kind because I've been through it. I know how it hurts. You get what I mean?
I'm not actually nice. I'm not going to lie. If I say I'm nice, everybody's like,
you have to be nice.
Allah is like, I'm not nice. I feel like
for
me, the situations did not make me nice. They made me even mean.
Oh, really?
I'm not mean, possible. Like, I'm not nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nice, but like, not when it comes to some certain things. Okay. For example, I can be a soft girl.
Yeah.
But if you try me,
If
you do me nice. I remember when I did a birthday party and like I invited some of my secondary school mates. Some people have not forgotten. It's like I invited this particular guy. This guy was very, very, he used to like really, really bully people actually when he was in secondary school. And when he came, like me, I invited him as well. We bullied me, but like I'd already like moved past it.
Yeah.
That was when I realized a lot of people have not moved past it.
Of course.
And then it was a big, because my birthday almost turned upside down. People that had issue with him that day were like, why did I invite them and invite him? So I was like, I do, like me. They're like, no, they cannot. Do you know they literally left my birthday? And then he realized that, was he that bad in school? That's what he was asking me. He was like, Hannah, I told him, I said, actually, I thought people didn't have an issue with it. I thought it was even the other person.
Okay.
Because that one, in my school, we can't do reunion. What are we reuniting?
Really? Is it that bad?
Oh.
I thought mine
Like,
was
I feel
bad.
like the first secondary school I went to, because I changed school, because that first one was too bad. I remember a senior slapped me to this, that pulse was coming out from my eardrum. Like when my father and I came to school, and my father was like, who's the senior? I remember, do you know that after my father finished that day, they took me inside and told me to push the pillar and told me to do they really took me through a whole lot. They actually took me through a whole lot of suffering. So like, it's like, most of the time, I feel like bullying is not, because some of the things that lead, bullying is not just, I slap you.
Yes.
Because
words.
Words.
Yeah,
is
you
a way
bully
of
people
bullying.
you bully people with your actions as well.
And what? Do you know that a word, a sentence alone can lead to trauma?
Of course, like it stays with you for a very long time.
Yes.
It stays with you, like, and you know how the mind works. In your quiet time, you now replace it.
Yes.
It's like a non-stop.
Yes.
It's like in a loop. You get what I mean? So we have to be kind. We have to be empathetic.
Even if you're not kind, shut up and keep your opinion to yourself.
Yo, like you
I
really
feel like
don't.
that's just if you want to tell someone that, oh girl, I think that you are this, shut up your mouth.
Like who asked you?
Some people just want to, they don't want to jabber. Say it inside. Don't say it outside, because like your words can go 1,000 miles to a person's life. And I personally feel like, so for me, I think with parents, like I said, I feel like it's their first time, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of parents need a lot of work, a lot of things they need to work on.
Yeah.
They need to accept, like, especially fathers.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of fathers are. A lot of dads really need to change how they think.
Okay.
A lot of I feel like it's just a lot of things because before we talk of mental health awareness, it's not just bullying. It's words, it's things that are said to you, it's things that there's this particular lady.
Okay.
I think Blessing CEO or so.
Yes. I know
Blessing. So she's always like trending for saying this, saying that. I know sometimes she says like some of the
weirdest things.
Weirdest stuff.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Sometimes what she says are true, but gosh, when she says something else.
Okay.
And And there's this, you see, this bullying thing is just this whole mental awareness things. All these things are what leads to people having this depression, this trauma, all these things generally say. But personally, I feel like where most people will not come out to talk about it is some people will not say that I'm depressed. They will not say I'm mad. That's a stigmatization.
And that's why we need to fight against it. And that's why, have you noticed something with us Nigerians? If someone comes to you and says, oh, Hannah, I'm going through this, most times the thing you want to do on impulse is tell them, your own is small now. That because of this small thing, because like of this even if I'm not eating in it, and I'm like, we're not competing. It's not a competition of who suffer past. Like most times, all I just need for you is to listen to me.
What I have to say.
You understand what I mean? So it boils down to that. Also, it also boils down to So this is what I think. People who have a certain level of influence, you can have influence if you have 10 followers. It doesn't matter if you have 50 million followers, right? As long as you have people that look up to you, do not hesitate to talk about mental health. When you see someone, sometimes sadly you say, oh, this person died by suicide, and they say, this Martin, he go kill himself. You understand?
Exactly.
I'm like, that is an insensitive thing to say.
Like, no, I don't know, South Korea fans, all these Korean movie fans.
Oh my goodness.
The thing is, Korea fans, if you check most of when I was looking for this topic, and I was checking I think they call them netizens or something like that.
They are so judgmental. Yes. Those guys, they don't.
So I was actually, I'm actually saying because a lot of, I think Korean movies are actually taking over.
I'm a fan.
Big fan. I just finished watching Queen of Tears, guys, by the way.
I'm a fan. Queen of Tears! Hey! Sorry.
Excuse me. So I was watching, so I was like doing my research on, and then I was looking at most Korean celebrities that have died, like the big Korean celebrities, from Lee Song, all of them. And
the guy that did the Mister that died was it not December?
Yeah.
That, he was being thrown and he literally killed himself.
Yeah, even Sully, a lot of them, I was looking at them, and most of the time, it was from their bullying.
Yeah.
It was from their bullying. Like, I feel like, you see, this whole bullying and depression, all these things they all play on everything.
Yeah.
And when somebody talks about it, you just shut your... I used to tell people, when honestly, I like saying the word shut up.
Okay.
If somebody tells me something and somebody beside me is about to say, I'm like, no, just shut your mouth. Like, if you have something to say, it's inside you. If you just want to talk, go outside and just talk.
Yeah.
But don't try and make your problem bigger than that person's problem.
Yes.
Like, shut your mouth up.
Yeah.
Like, I like saying it a lot. If you know that you don't have any advice for that person's solution, and somebody comes to you, say, I don't have any advice, but don't start saying, my dear, I just start saying. That is life.
If I tell you my own,
we will not live here. And what our past will not live here. This is where we're going to sit down today. So honestly, it's not necessary. And I think sometimes when I see people talking about body positivity and all of that, oh, my body did this, oh, my body did that, I see people trying to accept it.
Okay.
You now see people come to the comment section, go to the gym. But do you think that person does not know?
Exactly. That's why I said a lot of people are insensitive.
Do you think that person does not know that they're supposed to go to the gym? That person knows. That person is fully aware. You don't know what that person is struggling
with. Yeah.
But do you know the first thing to do is before you even start taking up going to the gym, you have to love yourself.
Self-love.
You have to love yourself. So like when you sit down and you say, oh, wow, the worst part is, I don't know if you saw this video. My boyfriend, something my boyfriend, and the guy was on wheelchair behind, and then the lady, that the guy was kind of handicapped.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for my boyfriend. Have you seen my boyfriend?
It got a lot of negative reviews.
People were doing like a joke. I'm like, yo, God. People were really recreating video. And then Nigeria, if you go on at the comment section, see like that, they'll say, it shall be permanent.
It's a lie.
I'm serious. Like, it was very, very bad. Like, I don't see like Nigerians or at like the most unserious people when it comes to mental. And they're always... do you know the funny thing? This is the irony of life.
Okay.
Nigerians are always the first people to always want to fight for justice.
Yeah, it's hypocrisy.
They are always the first people to want to fight for justice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're always the first people to pinch you when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
They will I remember this, I don't know if you know this wonderful fact and this lady, Christabel on TikTok. Ah, God. Those two, let me just tell you this story. Sha.
Okay.
It's a very short story. Those two, everybody likes them. Couple goes. I think they did an event recently. Everybody just turned on them like, oh, the event, the guy looks this, the guy looks that.
Imagine.
I feel like, I don't know, Nigerians are just, I will not generalize it because people come for me. But at the same time, I feel like we can be hypocrites sometimes.
No, we can. It's hypocrisy opposing something that you're doing.
We are always,
You get,
if somebody die now because of something, justice. See Mohbad. Oh, look at Mohbad's situation.
Yeah.
Everybody, justice for Mohbad. Justice for Mohbad. But so I think somebody now came out recently. Somebody came out and was talking about how they were bullied or something. But because we love, okay, this is what happened. After the whole Mohbad injustice and everything, I think there were now series of people coming out to talk of bullying. And the people, if it's their own favorite celebrities,
they will jump on.
that they say is bullying, they'll say never. He cannot do it. He
yeah.
cannot do it. They cannot do it. But if it's somebody that just a passerby, he did it. He did it. Nigerians are so we are so we take it, and I'm happy that a lot of people are beginning to like have shows on it, to talk about it more. The reason why I wanted this particular episode to be very educative was so that in as much as I'm trying to spread the awareness, in as much as it's very, very interesting to talk about, in my opinion, it's also nice to once in a while talk about some things that are quite educative. And I'm happy that Christabel was here.
Thank you.
Because I really enjoyed it. My team members are actually enjoying this episode.
Yay.
So this episode is educative. This one is not opinion. We're not doing any opinion today. We are talking of mental health awareness. So please help us. How do we summarize everything we said today?
Yeah, so what I would say is mental health is key. You know, it's like the brain box. I tell people that with mental health, it has a ripple effect. So if your boss is struggling with his mental health, you as the employee, you're going to suffer. You understand? So let's stop doing this. As long as it's not my family, as long as, it's not my brother or my sister, I'm not going to be affected. Everyone needs to be fully involved in creating awareness about mental health. I'd also like to add that our parents need to understand that, their times are different from now, right? So they need to be open-minded. They don't need to resist change. Do not discourage your child. When your child comes to you and says, oh, mom, I'm feeling a certain type of way, don't tell them, go on your knees, we'll go and see Bishop, I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm a Christian. I love God, right? But at the same time, take out time to listen to them, hear them out, like let them express themselves without feeling judged in a certain type of way. And I think lastly, I would just say that, we are all responsible for each other when it comes to mental health awareness. Like, just a kind word from you can save someone, right? Just being there can, go a long way. So don't think that you need to have like millions in your account. You need to start a foundation. You need to be an activist. No, in your house, you can advocate for mental health. On Twitter, you can advocate for mental health wherever you are, because mental health is key. So yeah.
And Gen Z, please, can we stop misusing the word mental health? Oh my God. Your boss will say, I love the job, mental health. Mental health. Oh my God, Gen Z, please, let's let the word rest. I'm depressed. I'm
like who diagnosed you?
I'm depressed. Depressed. I have depression. I've been going through a lot. Oh, my mental health. Precious Brown. My mental health. I need to take a rest. I need to, mental health. Anyway, guys, I really, really enjoyed today's episode because it was actually so insightful. I'd actually always wanted to do an episode on mental health, and I'm so happy that I've finally been able to do it. Yay! And at the right time at that. Christabel, darling,
Hannah.
was gorgeous. Thank you for joining me today. My team
pleasure.
members. Today we had a substitute team members guy, team member guy behind the scene. We had Mr. Moses on set. We had to drag him to join us. And of course, my able creative director, but he's a bully. Let me just let people know. He used to bully me, but he loves me the most. Ever since I've been coughing. Oh, Hannah, let me go and bring water for you.
Hey,
Hannah, let me go and get your cough for you. In fact, it's so sweet. And Mr. Sam, although he's not here, he has been actively working from home just to make sure that our episodes are complete and everything. Awesome. Thank you to my amazing team members. I would not ask for any other person. I love all of you so much. I don't know. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me, Christabel. I really appreciate it. And And on that note, Hannah is saying goodbye. And don't forget to keep watching Elite Africa Studios. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Once again, I am your host, Hannah. Follow me on Instagram @DineWithHannah. And this is Christabel. Bye, guys.
Bye.